Good day. What is black magic? Well, black magic to me is psychological, biological, and chemical. And some people may think there's sorcery black magic. However, I don't give the devil that much credit. I do think that dark people can use sacred geometry and use ancient teachings of kind of magic for evil. However, again, I don't want to give the devil that much credit. I believe that the magic is given to those that deserve it, the true magic. I'll tell you first what biological black magic is. Here's a story. A woman who calls herself a witch told this man in this community, if you don't do this one task, then I will send a plague to your community. And the man doesn't do the task. So the witch hires some kids to chuck a dead cat in the water box of the community, and everybody gets sick. Or poisons the water box, poisons the well. That's the classic black magic with biological. And poisoning the well, obviously, with chemical, too. Chemical warfare is black magic. And then biological warfare, which is this COVID that's happened. Those are all black magic and dark magic. And now I want to talk about the black magic that we are all a part of. And that's the psychological black magic. The church actually does black magic by putting ideas in people's minds that certain new age is black magic. For example, if you tell a person that don't go near crystals, right? Don't go near any of these kind of things because witches put spells on them and you can get all this bad things to happen. And then a person goes, oh my God, I can never touch a crystal. And then they meet somebody, and this person's got a crystal hanging on their neck, and they're like, oh my God, that's the devil. That's some kind of witchcraft going on. And that person who's believing that story and so open to that story and lets it possess their mind, that is black magic. And that was done by the church. And that's why if anybody is telling you an idea and they don't actually understand or can explain it to you reasonably or logically, then you should know that that can be a form of black magic. And you can use you can use psychology for magic too, obviously. I won't go into that right at the moment, but quickly I'll just say, you can tell people, wow, you can tell them something that sends light into their lives. You can tell them something like, here's a crystal. If you hold it or you keep it in your pocket, it symbolizes the third eye chakra and it symbolizes a connection to God. What does that do? Though that's a form of white magic as far as I'm concerned. Whether the stone has the mystical powers or not, that idea is in that person's head, and now they can hold that stone and it means something to them. A lot of dogma that the church has passed down is black magic. It's ideologies that divide us from everyone else. So we have to be very, very careful with our words. Use your words, but be intentional about it. Because you don't want to cause issues with people. You don't want to cast spells upon people with your words. Especially there's very open people, and if you can see that you have a power in somebody's life and they trust your words, then you have to be extra careful with those words. most people in the world need idols. And if you are an idol for anybody, first of all, I would try to convince them not to follow you in totality, but to follow their own heart instead. But if that is the case, and you can see that you do have the power upon this person, then use that power for good. Here's a form of dogma that seems to be a little bit mystical and maybe pedagogical or nonsensical, and that is the Nazirite vow. And we look at Rastafari with their dreadlocks, and this is an example of the Nazirite vow. And what the Nazirite vow is that you don't bring a razor to any of your hair, so you just let it grow naturally. You stay away from fermented grapes and grapes and grains and stuff, which pretty means stay away from getting drunk. Stay away from alcohol, and stay away from dead bodies. And as you grow your hair out, that's where your magic will come from. And to me, a lot of people be like, well, that's a bit silly. However, think about what you're promoting. First of all, you're promoting a person to be less vain. You're promoting a person to potentially, be vegetarian, which is a beautiful cause, even though that's something that I can't do. It's also it's telling a person to not be a drunkard and to stay level-minded. And when you can give up what the world thinks about you, so when you grow your hair out and you don't fall into the vanity of needing yourself to look in a certain way, and you throw away those masks that we all wear, then magic does come. And it's a magic psychologically. And I'm kind of hoping, as I'm doing it here myself with my beard and my hair, that maybe I will be able to be a sorcerer. But if I gain that sorcery power, it'll be from God. And God will only continue giving me that power if I use it in the right ways. So be very intentional about the power you have, and use your voice, because it is powerful. But only use the words that need to be said. I do think people should err on the side of speaking more rather than speaking less. And also just be humble enough to know when you've spoken wrong. And to be around people that give you that freedom to speak and know that you're going to miss the mark sometimes. But that allows us to learn how to speak and learn how to be magicians. Learn how to do magic. White magic. God bless you all, and much love.